mbonye umutima urasimba iri Rwanda rira rikarenga maze nikera masa kavimba amosozi mu masa akagwira ongire ngo ngenda amaguru agatsita bijura ibyo navyo nkavyanka merekera mutamu rukanywa zindita ko ntambugwe marika ubutazira sinoba nkubesheye uri izina ryiza bose barabizi zina ryatumye mugambi vumera naruri ingamba ngeze mu rugembe muzirasoni we dusoye isoko usokoza nunda nuri umusokerano erekera mutama ndashima erekera nterekera nterekera musokoza nunda wankuye mu kigunda ngiye nshoreke nshokera mu bwiza zari zitashe zigeze kumuhora nyereka yera nca mbona gutwenga washoje nshonje ntegereje ubwije cengira ntambe naravye ko bwije merekera mutamu rukanywa mbese mutame gituma tubutaka ufise umutima ukunda ugatanga ate uhira ugashira kw'ikiyago mu majambo aryoshe y'ikirundi nico kidutumye tudasaba amagaba nitwihuta kuko namba nitwatamye erekera urukanyu ndashima erekera urukanyu ndashima erekera urukanyu ndarusoma erekera mutama ndashima erekera nterekera nterekera
Prosperity Maine offers immigrants opportunities to flourish by giving them all the information that they need to succeed. And for me personally as a student, taking that opportunity to invest in myself when everything else was not available to me was the biggest step in realizing that I am starting my life again, that I am in this country, and that this is the first step to making sure that all the other choices that I'm going to make are going to be informed, and I'm empowered to financially make the best of the situation that I have.
ProsperityME provides opportunities to flourish for immigrants, I think, in many, many ways. But one of the most important things, and I know this from having lived in other countries myself briefly, is that you just don't know what you don't know. We do have very specific programs around providing first rent. We have programs around scholarship. Like, those are all really important. But what I think is sort of the foundation of all that is the support and counseling that we provide along the way, which pretty much every member of the team at Prosperity Maine gets involved with in some way. So it's a place to call, a place to figure out how things work, regardless of what the topic is. I know that the team is always there and willing and wanting to help.
Empowerment is the key. So when we provide them with a financial education, when we help them secure housing, when we help them secure a job, when we help their children save money for their education, when we help them with the workforce development, when and again, we do not say no to anyone. We just say, how can we help them? All these tools and the services we provide help them to flourish.
Prosperity Maine provides opportunities for new Mainers to flourish in America by providing a friendly face, a connection to the immigrant community, and knowledge about our unusual financial system.
Prosperity Maine provides immigrants with opportunities to flourish by opening doors to them and educate them about the resources around them. As an immigrant woman, it doesn't matter how good your English is, how many degrees you come with, you still need coaching and training, you still need mentoring, you still need valuable and trustful resources around you that you know where to start, how to start, and what is the easiest way to succeed.
The most important thing is knowledge and information.
They are a one-stop shop for resources that immigrants need, for education that immigrants need, for assistance in areas that you wouldn't even expect, like housing or PPP loans during the pandemic, things like that.
Prosperity Maine creates opportunities for immigrants to flourish in Maine in a variety of ways, both through direct classes and training, also through advocacy and community partnerships, and through cross-sector relationships, and really looking to just through the flexibility and creativity and commitment that they bring to always seek new opportunities, new programs that will help people achieve financial stability.
Prosperity Maine provides new immigrants with opportunities to flourish by providing them with the tools and the resources that they need to find stability and success. So whether it's through financial education or career exploration and development, or maybe even housing assistance, or whether someone's interested in buying a home and how to navigate that process, Prosperity Maine really helps lay the foundation to provide individuals with both personal and professional successes.
So all that, it means everybody who comes to us receive a portion of the empowerment to flourish. So that's who we are, and that's what we define as Prosperity Maine. And the name itself speaks a volume. We help people to flourish because we help them to prosper. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tara Jenkins, and I'm the current vice chair of the Prosperity Maine board, and I'm so pleased and honored to welcome all of you to our 13th annual event. And as you can see, the theme, Opportunities to Flourish, since 2009, this organization has been providing services and doing work in the community for a very long time, and has had an amazing impact because of all the support from the community, from all of you. So we're really excited about the program that we have to offer you this evening. We really want to thank you for coming, particularly in these tumultuous times. It's wonderful to see so many people here in person. And we're going to get started with the first part of our program. Hi, Bright. You're going to come on up? Okay, great. Thank you.
My panelists, can you please join me? Ali? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Prosperity Maine's 13th annual Block Party panel. My name is Bright Lukusa Muswamba, and I am the program coordinator at Prosperity Maine. It is my pleasure to host this year's panel with past students, Gabriel and Ali, and our previous program director, Clément. Let's jump right to it, shall we? So, Gabriel, could you please introduce yourself, your name, your country of origin, how long you've been in Maine, and how you came to encounter Prosperity Maine?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Gabriel Sibomana. I come from Rwanda. I've been in Maine for 2 years now. So the first time I came to realize that Prosperity Maine was around, it was through Portland Adult Education 2 years ago. I was doing English second language classes and I was doing some volunteer work in computer lab. So I saw a post that had financial courses on it and some other opportunities. So I was so interested to figure it out, and then afterwards I joined one of their financial course at the time, which was money management. And also, I saw an opportunity that they help asylum seekers to go back to college, and I applied, and I was the luckiest among others to go to college through ProsperityME.
That's an awesome story. You've been in the USA for a little over 2 years, and in this time, you've established yourself in Maine, obtained stable housing, and received a scholarship to continue your studies. These are phenomenal achievements in such a short time. What made the difference for you, and what would you advise other immigrants like yourself?
First of all, it's an impeccable change in 2 years. Because it's not everybody who makes it the way I made it in 2 years, because there is a lot of issues that are going around. People are not willing to ask questions. So number one, it was God's grace that got me here. And number two, people in Maine are so nice. Everybody's willing to help an immigrant to get to the resources required to go forward. So I'm really very thankful for everything that the Mainers are trying to do, and also the state of Maine, the state of Maine that is working hand in hand with a community organization like ProsperityME to help immigrants achieve their desired goals in their careers. So my advice to other immigrants is that let's not give up on ourselves. So we are very lucky to be in the US where we have endless opportunities. We have resources, we have people who are willing to help. So let's have courage, determination to strive, you know, and also get ourselves mentors that would guide us to the right path, which ProsperityME is doing right now. Get mentors to the students. You know, it's a game changer because most people waste time here. You come here, spend 3 to 4 years, you have no clue of what's happening, what opportunities you have in the community that would help you to achieve your dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what you said about the programs ProsperityME offers being game-changing. That's absolutely true. And lastly, you've been through many of our programs, and what motivated you to come back each time, and how do you think this impacted you?
ProsperityME is a good place to be when you get here. It helps you not waste time, because you get all the essential information an immigrant would need to get integrated to the community. If it's housing, if it's school, if it's language learning, everything. They have all the resources that every immigrant would need to start life here in the US. So ProsperityME impacted my life on the bigger scale. 9 years ago, that's when I finished high school. So my dream of going back to college was not really seeming to be happening. And then right now, when I look at my life and the life of 11 siblings that I have back home, it's gonna be an history change for my family generation, being able to go to college. And when I look at all those nephews that I have, so I want to change the story, not only for my family, but also contribute to the social economic impact that our community needs and the world in general.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, thank you for allowing us to be part of your history change. Clément, could you please introduce yourself, country of origin, name, and how long you've been in Maine?
My name is Clément Yombe. I am from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And I've been in Maine for the past 12 years, but altogether, I've been in America for 20 years now.
That's a long time.
Yes.
Your first experience at Prosperity Maine was as a student almost 10 years ago. Then you became an instructor, and finally, its longtime program director, until recently when you successfully launched your own family business. How has Prosperity Maine's programs shaped your journey as a first-generation immigrant in Maine?
So before I answer your question, Gabriel was one of my students. As you have noticed, he speaks very slowly and smoothly, but he will ask you very difficult questions. So I came in contact with Prosperity Maine back on end of 2009. I was enrolled in an IDA program, which was a match saving program. So I wanted to buy a car, then I was in a program. One of the requirements of the program was for me to get a financial education class, financial literacy. And that was my first time to meet Claude. And it was so enthusiastic, and it was, like you say, a game changer for me, because when I was in Claude class, it was after being here for 9 years. Mm-hmm. So it was like an eye-opener for me. So every time I would leave class, I go home to teach my wife and my friend. Wow. Every time. And after that, it was kind of a while, I heard that Community Financial Literacy was hiring a part-time teacher. So I called Claude. It was early in the morning. I was so pumped up. I was like, I want to do this job, because I came in the United States as a refugee. I didn't really get, I came in, it was in Atlanta. I didn't get a good guidance, because you come, they put you on the job, they don't explain anything. So you start making money without really understanding all the changes or all the dynamics in the United States financial system. So it's like they set you for failure, because you are just learning, and the people around you, they also don't know. So if you don't know, what can you teach the others? And that's how I came across Claude. And after that, I was hired as a part-time teacher. And 11 years later, or 12 years later, here we are, surrounded by all my students.
That's a pretty wonderful success story, if I have to say so myself. Lastly, as somebody who has encountered hundreds of Prosperity Maine students, what would you say sets them apart from immigrants who have yet to learn about financial literacy or other programs?
I don't want to compare those who have taken our class and those who did not. I just want to talk about the success stories of our students. One day we're coming from Philadelphia with Claude from a training, and I shared with them that, you know what? One student asked me, we were talking about setting financial goals in the class right before the training. So one student stood up and asked me, teacher, so you are telling us that you should save for the house and save for the car. Do you even have a house? And at the time, I didn't have a house. And when I shared that with Claude, Claude told me that, you know what, I think we should practice what we preach. And it's really wonderful to teach, not from what we have in the books that we write every day, but it's always good to teach by example. Absolutely. When you are sharing your own experience, when you are sharing what you went through, whether it was about credit score, because when we came, I went to rent a car. I had cash in my pocket. It was 3 months after when I got my driver's license, and then the guy was asking me, "Do you have a credit card?" And then I asked him, "What is a credit card?" I have cash. In my country, we pay cash. And few things that other people take for granted, you have no idea how it can be a game changer. One other story was 2016 in Lewiston. We had our second class about banking. where we teach about checking, savings account, and FDIC insured. And one student after class, the little that I knew, that he went around all the banks in Lewiston and all the credit unions. He was asking them, when I get a job, I want to open a bank account here. Are you FDIC insured? And the following week when we met, it was the first question. I said, teacher, I have a question. Or I have something to tell you. I went around all the banks and I asked them if they are FDIC insured. So it's little things like that. You walk into a bank, you see it, but you don't really know what it means. Mm-hmm. Right? You don't really know what it means. So it's those little things that, in a housing department that we have now, when we first started with the SEED program supporting immigrant tenant, for so many years, when they give me a lease, I will just initial and sign. But now our students are informed that they have to read the lease. If they cannot, they can always bring it to us. Those little things have been really a game changer for us to be successful. It really gives me a great pleasure to walk into the bank and then behind the counter, I see my student. Or whether I'm driving through and I say, hello teacher, hello professor. I like it. I'm very proud of the job that we have done, and you have no idea how many people we have been able to impact.
This is so true. Everything that you have said is spot on, and I would like to personally thank you as being one of your own students. Your teachings have really made a difference, so thank you. Ali, could you please introduce yourself, name, country of origin, how long you've been in Maine, and how you came to encounter Prosperity Maine?
My name is Ali Al-Mashakil. I'm originally from Iraq. I currently live in Biddeford, Maine with my wife and 3 kids. In 2018, I and my business partner, Mahmoud Hassan, established Maine Language Connect. It's an interpretation and translation business where we serve businesses, nonprofit, and also governmental organizations. And also, I am the president of the Iraqi Community Association here in Maine.
Awesome. What has been the impact of taking basic money management early on when you first arrived? You also have a successful business. Do you still use any of the tools you learned from our programs?
Sure. When I first arrived in 2014 here in Maine, I didn't know a lot about the financial system here in the US. And I have a friend who said, I think you should connect with Clement. And then I went and introduced myself to Clement and attended one of the courses. And in that course, I learned what a credit score means, how to protect your credit score, how it's used by banks, among other things. Also, Clement introduced me to another program, which is matching grant program. And I think
I should get a raise, right?
And through that program, actually, that program helps new arrivals with transportation, education tools, and through that program, don't tell anybody, I bought my first laptop.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
These are truly real-life, actual stories of people who have succeeded through our programs. And lastly, could you please explain how you think our courses have made a difference, not only for you, but also for your family, and why you would recommend other immigrants to participate?
Let me start with the last part of your question. I already recommended ProsperityME to many in the immigrant community or the people I know. And also examples, my wife just recently graduated from a 3-month course, how to build up your business. My brother also took the course with Clement a few years ago. So this is one of the things we managed to achieve through this program. Also, I think recently I talked to Clement about the new generation. I also said if I want to bring my son, my nephew, also my Mahmoud, my business partner's 2 sons, to take the course. So these are also things that we think are good for the future. Another thing, I want to thank Claude, Clement, and their team, and also their donors for making these programs happen. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much to our panelists for their time and their words of experience and encouragement and true stories about how the programs Prosperity Maine offer made a real difference in their lives. And thank you all for your attention. Can we please get one more round of applause for our panelists?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's super hard to come after these guys, to be honest with you. Sometimes I think that I'm a talker, I'm a good presenter, but these guys, please give them applause again. This is the first block party that I'm coming without any paper to read. And you know why? Because I wasn't even sure that the event was going to happen anyway. Until the last minute, I keep getting some notes about cancellation. But I just want to say to all of you who made it, thank you. Because you're a hero. I don't want to blame anyone who didn't make it either. Because it's really a choice that people make. But for me to be here and have this event, I'm honored to have all of you. Whether you are a sponsor, you are a donor, you are a friend, a partner organization, a student, a board member, a staff, all of you who are here tonight, I just want to say thank you. Also, I want to just recognize my partner for a long time, Clement. You heard the student, everybody, talking about Clement, because Clement and I really go a long way. And I'm super happy that everybody who was on stage are the product of all of us here at Prosperity Maine. I just want to say that Bright, when she came to the class, she did not resist from bringing her own mother. So I want to say thank you, Bright's mom, for coming tonight. So, and one other person that we are missing tonight because of COVID, not that she tested positive, was Joanna, who also couldn't resist when she was in class to go and bring her own mother. So that's how we work at Prosperity Maine. So again, thank you all for coming today. It's wonderful to have you. It's wonderful to have this event. And let me recognize my fellow, I know I'm here for the awards, but I can't just hold without recognizing my fellow board staff who are here first. All the staff who are in attendance, please, if you can stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you. All the board members who are here, and even the past board member, please rise so you can be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. All the volunteers from Prosperity Maine, please, if you can stand up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, this celebration, someone texts me, and she's one of my former students. She said, why we only have men on the stage? I said, the women dropped out on a panel because COVID. So blame COVID, not me. But I promise that next year, we'll have a good team here on the stage. Every year when we come to celebrate, We recognize people who have done an amazing job with ProsperityME or in a community. I cannot just remind you how hard it was 2020. I don't want to repeat the history of pandemic, the Black Lives Matter, the killing of George Floyd. It was a tough year for us, all of us. But some of the members of the communities, some of the board members, some of the donors who are here tonight stood up with all of us so we can continue to be successful. So that's how I'm going to call upon my first award recipient. And again, the first award that we give away is called Commitment 2021 Commitment to Service Award. This award goes back to the community and how they stood up in 2020 to fight for all of us. When COVID hit, you remember back in May and June, 30% of BIPOC community were the most affected. But we stood up and we fought so hard alongside my partners. I remember working at the governor's office with my sister Mufalo and a few other members of the community. We said, this is not acceptable. We need your help. And she responded. But I want to recognize tonight our leader and someone who's really have worked super hard. And I think there is a video that they're going to show for Mufalo before she come on stage so that she can be recognized tonight. Please.
What ProsperityME and what Merck does is to make sure that our communities have knowledge. So that's just part of the community. When you come from away, you have somebody that helps you to settle, helps you to find a house, helps you to get your kids involved, supports you around that. And when you stay, the next person that comes, you do the same. So that's part of the work. So it is our life. Community work is our life because we're people from away. Whatever I know my needs are, when the next person comes, they're gonna have the same needs. Might be different based on their expertise or interest, but it's the same. Integration is the same.
Thank you. Please give applause to my sister Mufalo, who has worked tirelessly for our community, the Maine Immigrant Right Coalition. I'll get a picture with Mufalo. Thank you. You can have this case as well. They told me not to talk a lot, so that's why they're doing some video so we can cut shorts. But I don't know. But I really want to say again, thank you, Mufalo, for what you do for the community. She leads an organization with 77 members. So if you don't know Mufalo, please have a picture with her before you go. Our second award is Outstanding Community Partner. Unfortunately, the executive director of In Her Presence was not able to make it tonight. About 10 years ago, again, Claudette was in my class. She was a student. I said I was going to share this. She was not here, but I'll share it anyway. She said she sat in a class and was taking notes every single thing that I was talking about. I looked in her eyes and I said, this woman will be very successful. Today, she leads an organization known as In Her Presence, which empowers immigrant women. It's a wonderful, so we did work together. You heard Ali mentioning that his wife was actually in a program which we call Women Economic Empowerment, Charting Your Course as a program, which is, by the way, funded by the Bill and John Alfond Foundation. So it's my pleasure to welcome Nala, who represents In Her Presence today, to take this award.
The most things that I'm proud of after being a part of Charting Your Course program,
I know I
think
skipped
being the
it.
teacher. Having the women opened and feel safe and energetic and empowered to share their stories, their life experiences, and also see them thrive, see them talk about future and have long-term goals.
So how do we build that effort and coalition together? This is really where I see the Charting Your Course, the really end goal is really to build a strong workforce development with businesses, state level, and big organizations supporting the effort to see how we can really work together and build a common platform here in Maine.
Once again, please applause for In Her Presence and Claudette. Our third award is known as Volunteer of the Year. Every board member is a volunteer with a nonprofit. Every committee member are volunteers, they're not staff. Some work an extra mile to support the organization. In 2020, I remember when COVID hit, we were actually in our conference room working on our long-term strategic planning. And one of the board members was actually helping us shape the future of the organization. She never gave up because of COVID. She kept working hard. She shaped our organization. And I should say that by then, our organization was about 6 staff, which has been doubled in less than a year to 12 staff. So there are so many others in the pipeline, actually. So hard work, tireless work, and design shaped ProsperityME who we are today. So I want to again welcome Tara to come on the stage and be recognized.
So I'm Tara Jenkins, and I am the CEO of Conscious Revolution, which is a consulting practice in Portland, Maine. I first started working with ProsperityME. I don't actually remember the year. I'd be hard-pressed to think of that, but it was as a volunteer. So I was working for an organization where I brought my team in to do a sort of job fair of sorts, because my team was focused on human resources, and that was helpful skills and expertise to share with some of the participants in ProsperityME. We had a session, and that's when I first met Claude, and that's when I fell in love with the organization and what the organization was doing. I would say volunteerism for ProsperityME has improved my life in lots of different ways. I mean, you get a sense of fulfillment, of course, from volunteering for an amazing organization like ProsperityME, but it's also the people that you meet in the team at ProsperityME, on the board, the dedicated people that are really thoughtful about how we can contribute more to Portland and Maine in general. So it's been who I have met and the type of work that I've been able to do with the organization and the things that we kind of pull off together as a team, I find to be the most rewarding and exciting.
Again, applause please for Tara. Thank you. I'm sure all of you speak English, you know a word decade. 10 years. 10 years is a long time. I know that 2 years ago, we recognized 3 board members who served their 10 years with ProsperityME. Last year, unfortunately, because we had a virtual event, we were not able to recognize a board member and a very good friend of mine who really has been working very tirelessly, a former chairman of the board, a former chair of the governance committee, and a fellow member who continues to serve today. I'm very pleased and honored to recognize today Greg Hansel, who is receiving a 10-year award from the board membership. Please, if you can clap your hands again to recognize him.
Hi, I'm Greg Hansel. I'm a partner and an attorney at ProsperityME. I've been there for 24 years, and I do business litigation. Well, I met Claude Reganje many years ago, about 11 or 12 years ago, at an event at the Root Cellar on Munjoy Hill for the African community. Claude told me about it when I asked him what he did, and next thing I knew, he invited me to join the board. And before too long, I was vice chair and then later chair of the board, which was a real honor. What I'm most proud of as a board member of Prosperity Maine is having a ringside seat at watching the organization grow. And we've grown from where this annual celebration could be held in a small boardroom with about 20 people to where now we need to be in Brick South and be able to accommodate hundreds of supporters, clients, and friends to celebrate all that we do. And every time we have this celebration, the most inspiring thing is listening to the stories of immigrants and their personal testimonials about how Prosperity Maine has helped them thrive in America.
Once again, good job. But what he said is true. We met at the Root Cellar. But one other thing that he told me, when I said, can you join our board? He said, who else is on your board? He looked at the letterhead, and the Bill Brown, I'm sure Bill is here, very good friend, and he said, yes, I think I can join you. So Enkul was part of that team. Mutima, I think, is in audience. So that was wonderful. And Greg still serves even today. Thank you, Greg. Our last recipient is actually double booked. She's receiving an award here and across the street at the same time. Isn't that beautiful? So Quincy Hensel is the CEO of the Regional Chamber of Commerce. I remember meeting Quincy when she was still working at Maine Credit Union League a long time ago. And I said, can you join my board? She said, who can say no to Claude? She joined our board, and tonight we are celebrating her 10 years of accomplishment on our board. You know, Quincy and I always joke. I serve on Regional Chamber Board. She served on Prosperity Maine Board. But she sent an apology because she's getting an award over there. She's supposed to be here. But she did say we need to recognize that she's really committed, continue to serve on this organization. So I'm not sure if one of the board members, Eileen or Colette, can come and get this on Quincy's behalf and pass along. Eileen, if you are here, or yes, thank you. So,
My name is Quincy Hensel. I'm the president and CEO of the Portland Regional Chamber of Commerce. I first learned about Prosperity Maine when I was working with Maine's credit unions, so probably 12 years ago. The credit unions have a passion for promoting financial literacy, and they found a really strong and wonderful and long-lasting partnership with Prosperity Maine. So I've been on the board for 10 years, and I keep coming back to Prosperity Maine because I really love the people. For me, it's all about the people and it's all about the relationships, and I have so much respect for Claude. I have so much respect for the entire team here. I have loved working with the board of directors and also the mission. The mission is near and dear to my heart. I think giving people the tools they need to be successful in life, I can't think of anything better or any other organization or mission that I'd rather be attached to. So I think I'm going to be part of Prosperity Maine for the long haul. Claude's not going to be able to get rid of me.
Thank you, Quincy. We miss you. All right. I guess I will introduce our next speaker, who is a poet, I believe. Please, if you can join the stage. Is he here? Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Alan Monga. I'm originally from Zambia. I came to Maine about 4 to 5 years ago. And I just want to say thank you, Prosperity Maine. I mean, just sitting back there and, hearing these wonderful stories on how how Prosperity Maine has, impacted lives of these wonderful immigrants, including myself, is just so phenomenal and it's just so wonderful. So thank you very much. Today, I would like to share with you the words of Jimmy Santiago Baca. The poem is entitled, I Am Offering This Poem. I picked out this poem because, to me, it relates or puts in a way that Prosperity Maine has done a lot of positive helping people, and for me personally, I can never find a way to repay you, but I can share with you this poem, which to me means the world to me. So enjoy. I am offering this poem by Jimmy Santiago Baca. I am offering you this poem since I have nothing else to give. Keep it like a warm coat when winter comes to cover you, or like a pair of thick socks the cold cannot bite through. I love you. I have nothing else to give you, so it is a pot full of yellow corn to warm your belly in the winter. It is a scarf for your head, to wear around your hair, to tie up around your face. I love you. Keep it. Treasure this as you would if you were lost, needing direction in the wilderness when life becomes mature. Or in the corner of your drawer, tucked away like a cabin or hogan. In dense trees, come knocking, and I will answer. Give you directions and let you warm yourself by this fire, rest by this fire, and make you feel safe. I love you. It's all I have to give, and all anyone needs to live and to go on living when the world outside no longer cares if you live or die. Remember, I love you. Thank you.
thank you so much for all of the community members, all of our sponsors, all of the people that contribute either volunteer-wise or financially to Prosperity Maine, because every single piece of what you do makes a huge difference. So huge thank yous and gratitude.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Murakoze cyane.
Thank you. Thank you to the volunteers, to the staff, to the board of directors, to all of the participants who have been a part of Prosperity Maine along our entire journey.
Asante.
Shukran jazilan.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting Prosperity Maine. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Murakoze cyane. Nzambe apamula bino. Imani bafashe mu byose mukora. Thank you.
Well, wasn't that an amazing program and lineup? Can we just give everybody a round of applause? I'm sure that I speak for many of you, if not all of you, for the inspiration that we all get from being part of these types of events where we get to see ways that people flourished in so many different parts of their lives and the way that Prosperity Maine had a role in that. So I'm so proud to be a member of the organization as a board member and doing work in the community in this way. And I hope this event leaves you all with some sense of pride about your involvement with the organization as well. And it's a great way to celebrate all of the things that we do together. We want to be particularly calling out to our sponsors. We have a lead sponsor of Hannaford, so thank you so much, Hannaford, for donating. And then Maine Credit Unions, MEMIC, Norway Savings Bank, Planson, and Safe Residential Care are also key sponsors. And we have a number of other sponsors that you can find in the back of the program. So take a look at those organizations and make sure to visit them so that they can continue to be successful and continue to fund things for Prosperity Maine. So we really appreciate all of their support. Now, another key way that we fund the organization at Prosperity Maine is through fundraising. So our sponsorships are a way to do that, but we also have many individual members that fund our organization month in and month out through our month-to-month program or through annual or semi-annual donations. So we really appreciate if you would consider providing some of your hard-earned money to Prosperity Maine, particularly in the times where we have so much need in the community. And as you heard, Prosperity Maine is extending the work that we do in the community by adding on a number of new wonderful team members and a number of new programs and ways that we can serve the community in an even deeper and broader way. And all of your funding, should you choose to donate or be able to donate, will go towards the support of the growth of the organization and the expansion of our services and programs. So we really appreciate if you have any opportunity to do that. You can find instructions on some of the tables in the back on how you might do text to give. And of course, you can always see one of the Prosperity Maine board members or staff members if you'd like to ask any questions about how best to donate. So thank you so much for considering doing that for us this year and funding our important services. Oh, say it again, Claude? Oh, thank you. Yes, Claude was just reminding me that you can scan the barcode on the table. Is that what you're saying, Claude? Yeah. Oh, in the program as well. I totally missed that. So page 7, Claude is telling me. You can scan the barcode in order to donate. Oh, yes, I see that. Make a donation. Thank you for pointing that out. How to get involved on page 7. Perfect. So are we bringing up the dancers next? Sally? Okay, and welcome back to the amazing dancers who I know brought me so much joy. They look like they're having so much fun when they're doing the dancing, so just look at the joy in their faces and that will be a wonderful way to cap off the evening. Thank you very much.
my Lord. Applause, big applause again for them. What a night. What a night. Don't you glad you were here tonight? You know, I was talking to someone yesterday when I was really afraid about what's going to happen. They said, it's going to happen. I'm glad it happened. Because people are hungry sometimes to come together. I know the pandemic has hurt so hard, but people are missing each other. I was telling one of the board members that I haven't seen them. One of them, I think it was Eileen I was talking to, that I haven't seen her in over a year and a half. We meet via Zoom. So it was really nice to have all of you here tonight. Thank you once again for coming. Again, because this is an unusual situation. We did not offer food here in a room, but we have food to go. We are trying to do everything we can so that tomorrow Mufala won't tell me and say, Claude, I saw your group of people eating at the event. So please, before you go, you can grab your dinner, but in the meantime, the bar is still open. You see a beautiful space outside. People can continue to mingle. But if you're ready to leave, there are wonderful people at the door who are going to give you your dinner in a box. Once again, if you're a sponsor, if you are a donor or a partner, if you are a monthly giver, if you are a staff, a volunteer, I want to thank you. And if this is the first time to connect with us, please, we'd love to stay connected with you. I was super happy to see many of your faces there for the first time in many years, but again, I would say over a year and a half. Thank you for coming and enjoy your evening. Thank you.